This quarantine's got me stressed out. I don't really know what it is. There's a lot of things, it's knowing that the world's going through something. It's the idea of being cooped up. I kind of feel like a chicken right now. In your little cage, you're getting fed and you got all that kind of stuff, but I definitely feel like a chicken right now. But not a chicken nugget, more of like a regular chicken. Because if you think of yourself like a chicken nugget, you got to think of yourself in two ways, because there's the meat inside, which is white. I'm not really all white. Then there's the outside, the crispy part that everyone likes. Maybe I am a chicken nugget. White on the inside a little bit, and got that crispy brown outside. Maybe I'm shaped like an L or like a little circle, because I think there's 4 chicken nugget variations. I think there's actually 4 of them, like the different shapes and stuff, and they're supposed to represent like the leg, maybe a breast or something. I think that's what I liked about McDonald's, and I still do like about McDonald's chicken nuggets, is that they are actually like different shapes, and I like that. When you go to Burger King or you go somewhere else, it's all just once, maybe the Burger King tried to bite a little bit. They have like the little ones that kind of look like the McDonald's ones, but they also got those circle ones too. Man, no. My chicken nuggets got to be different sizes. And popcorn chicken, for the longest time, I didn't know what popcorn chicken was. Like, why is it called popcorn? And then somebody told me it's like, oh, because it's like breaded, like a piece of popcorn. Kind of looks like that and small. Then I was like, oh, because I was maybe thinking there's like some popcorn in the chicken a little bit when I was a little younger, but that's not the case at all. But I've been doing a lot of just quarantining. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have. I hope someone's picked up a new hobby. I've been, putting on some gardening, doing some of that kind of stuff with my grandpa, and gardening's hard, and I see a lot of you, you're picking up your plants and your soil and all that, and you're you're getting started on your garden. Good for you, but it's hard work. I didn't really realize how hard it really was, and it really is, it's a different type of episode, if you ask me. But welcome to the episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. Also been helping some family out, helped my auntie record a video, which was really cool. I'm really proud that I was able to do that for her. It goes a lot and, shows me that things are going really well. People are starting to see my work, and my family's always seen my work, and they're always really supportive. So I got to give them that, and they're always, supporting me, and shout out to them. But, and a lot of people like want shout outs on here, and for everyone who's helped me, this is, out to you guys, and, thank you. I can't really, I don't want to say everyone's full names, but, my auntie, my other auntie, my cousins, my uncles, my grandpa, my mom, everyone's out there, my brother. But anyways, let's get to the beef of the episode here. I've been playing a lot of video games, actually, and there's nothing worse in a video game than a cutscene. If you can't skip a cutscene in a video game, it is probably the most torturous thing you've ever done. And because most of the time, I'm not there to watch the movie of a cutscene of a game. I'm there just to shoot shit and get mad and punch people, But sometimes some games want to be really cinematic, and I understand that. But there's sometimes where I just want to play. And there's also sometimes where I will want to watch the cutscene if I'm really interested in the story. But let's be honest, majority of video game stories suck a lot of things, It's just how it goes. Yeah, I was actually playing Call of Duty, and they had a cutscene you couldn't skip, and it was like 2.5 minutes. And 2.5 minutes is, what can you do? That's a couple times on the pacer test back and forth. And I had to sit there and watch the whole thing. That's a first world problem, though. A lot of these quarantine complaints and a lot of things I've been doing are pretty first world. So if you're from a third world or even, maybe second or 1.5 world country, maybe it's time to listen to someone else who doesn't complain as much. But, we're here and we're doing good. And at the end of the day, I'm healthy. So what else do we got here? Oh, yeah. Let's see. TikTok is, I like to talk about TikTok every time I get on here because as much as I hate on it, I am on it. But I don't really post anything. But you got to be careful on there. There's youngins dancing on there. But then another thing I wanted to point out on TikTok, I want to hate on TikTok people, not necessarily that are on TikTok, but the people who bring it to Instagram and they flex how many TikTok followers on their Instagram. It's like, yeah, I got 1,000 followers on Instagram, but in their bio they're like, I got 70K in TikTok. It almost feels like, oh, don't look, I am somebody. I have 70K followers on TikTok. It's like, dude, we don't care. Nobody cares about your TikTok followers, bro. Nobody cares about your Insta followers. Nobody cares about your Twitter followers. Except, what is the follower number or the amount of money you got to make to start wearing sunglasses inside and it's cool? Because I've tried to do it. I got a fun podcast and people listen, but I'm still not to the point where I can wear sunglasses inside. I've tried, but I still get looks like I'm weird or I'm stealing something. I get that one a lot. But with this quarantine, though, you can basically get away with anything. Maybe people like, wearing, apocalyptic clothing and a gas mask all the time. Now it's acceptable. It really is acceptable. And from here on out, I don't know. I mean, maybe for the next couple of years, it's going to be okay to wear a gas mask or, a mask around. And it's weird because, you walk into a store and you see a guy with a bandana on around him. You're like, wow, this guy's, probably going to rob the place. But then you're like, wow, that's Bob. He works in accounting, And I am worried for my bro Rob out there. He goes by Rob, but a lot of people when they get older, they start calling themselves Bob. And if your name's Bobby or Bob, like my guy Bob, that's his name. But most Roberts will make the change to Bob. I don't know why that is. Or how Richards go by Dick. It's like, oh, Dick, and his name's Richard. What's the age that happens? What's the age that, Roberts become Bob or Richards become Dick? Those are really the only two names I can really think of that are like that. What if I change, I didn't even want to, but I just kind of changed my name a little bit. But I would never do it. I mean, I guess at age 8, I started going by Dominick. Wow, there's a dog going crazy right now. A little bit of res humor out there. Yeah, that's just how it goes, man. Let's see here. This is an important issue we need to talk about. This is a very important issue. Anime ain't hipster no more. It's not hipster. I'm sorry. Everyone. Oh my God, this dog. Okay, give me a second. I am going to close this window really fast. Still loud as hell. You guys probably don't hear him, but I do. Shout out to that dog, though. He may be barking, but he definitely is providing that little security. That little, hey, don't forget about me. And, we didn't forget about him. It's actually one of my bro's dogs. Shout out to the Freibergs, that's your guys' little dog out there. You guys know where I am. As a screaming puppy is just, you feel bad for him, but then at the same time, you're like, dude, grow up a little bit. When I was a baby, I guess I did cry. That's the only way they know how to talk, though. Those puppies, They know they can't really speak English, so the only way they can really complain and say, let me inside, is to, complain a little bit. So I don't really get as mad at them as I used to. Right now I'm a little intrigued, or I'm a little, I don't know what I am. I'm a little cool and all that, but, I understand. Because if I was a puppy, I'd be screaming like that all day. Because A, I'm cute. B, I'm little. And C, I need a little bit of that puppy chow. That's just how it goes. But things have been busy, and, like I was saying before, anime ain't hipster no more, so you guys in your anime stuff and thinking it's hipster, it's not hipster no more. The amount of people who watch anime, it's a lot. So, yeah, it ain't hipster no more. This just goes out to all my people who think it's hipster. It ain't hipster. I don't really think anime was ever hipster. I don't think it ever was. A lot of people have always watched anime. I watched Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess Avatar: The Last Airbender is considered anime. Pokemon. Those are like, whenever I say I've seen those, all the anime people, you watch Dragon Ball? You watch Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah. What? So just because you watch an underground one that nobody's heard of, all of a sudden I don't watch anime? Or you gotta watch this one, bro. You gotta be able to. The English dubs aren't the same, bro. You gotta read the whole time. Miss me with reading subtitles all the time. They may be better and they may be cool and all to you, but I ain't reading, bro. My mind is working. Even when I go to the shower, and I pour out the shampoo, my mind's thinking there. I do not want to go and, spend my relaxation time on reading subtitles. Just how it goes. And, I add subtitles in all my clips, but I do that just in case you're in a position where you can't hear. And English. It's time for fucking, it's time for flipping. See, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on the swearing thing. But it's time for Disney Plus to get some new content, man. Disney Plus's content, if I have to watch Lion King one more time, I'm going to peel my ears off. It's just how or maybe I'm going to singe my eyelids off if I have to watch Lion King another time. Or WALL-E. If I watch WALL-E a couple more times, I may end up looking like the WALL-E people, bro. Disney Plus, let's get some new content. Nickelodeon Plus, that needs to come out. Some Cartoon Network Plus, some of that Ed, and Eddie, maybe Boomerang Plus. That's what we need. Dude, I'll go on YouTube and watch Ed, and Eddie clips. All full episodes. Dude, Ed, and Eddie was so awesome. And there's a conspiracy theory about Ed, and Eddie, actually. It's like every kid represents a time in history of like the, we got Eddie, who's from like the 30s. We got Ralph, who's from like the 20s. It's just like the evolution of people. And, I'm butchering it. Maybe next episode I'll go in more detail about the Ed, and Eddie conspiracy. But I think it was pretty cool. And it was about all these kids who, like, their parents aren't around because they're dead. And, they talk about their families and their older brothers all the time, but they hardly ever see them. And it's just a fantasy. And they're these innocent kids just trying to do stuff like Ralph is trying to, like, do the farm, even though he doesn't even really live on a farm. He has like a backyard with crops, and it's really cool to me. There's a lot of people who are overthinking it, and I like to overthink things too, because conspiracies are they're really something. It's we got the Illuminati conspiracy, we got the meteor conspiracy, which is going around now, and I heard Duncan Trussell and Joe Rogan talk about them, or that one, and Joe Rogan was like, yeah, that's wrong. And it was just kind of really interesting. If you guys want to hear that, go listen to that episode. There's a lot of great things, or a lot of great things to read on conspiracies. And here's the thing, like, I like conspiracies because they're fun to listen to, and it's an alternate way of thinking. I don't necessarily believe in majority of conspiracies, but I think it's fun for someone to like pick apart these things and put them together, and this is what I think of what's going on, and it's really interesting to me. And it's like a cartoon. Obviously Rick and Morty isn't what's going on in real life, but it's fun and interesting to watch. And that's the same way I feel with conspiracies. It's like I'll read up on them, and it'll be like a big 10 long page thing, or maybe I'm on a date or something, and someone brings up like a conspiracy, and then me and her would be talking for hours. That's just how it goes. I could talk conspiracies all day, but I don't believe in them. And like I heard COVID is a conspiracy. It's like, it's not a conspiracy. There's people like actually dying, and they've examined it, but for someone to be like, oh, this is what I think's going on. It's like, some of it is dumb. Some of it I can't lie, but I could say that some of them are interesting to read. And that's as far as I'm going to go on that. That's all I get, all I really think about sometimes is just like all these kind of things. I also look in the stars sometimes, and I look up, and I feel good about myself because I could find the Big Dipper. Not a lot of people could find the Big Dipper, but I feel like a damn astronomer when I find that Big Dipper, you know what I mean? I look up at the stars and I say, hey, look, there's the Big Dipper. Maybe there's a Little Dipper next to it, or Orion's Belt. Ooh, I'm basically a certified astronomer in my eyes. Or maybe you look up at the sky at someone and they're like, hey, Dom, where's the Big Dipper? You're like, it's up there. It's up there somewhere. You feel pretty confident in that. Sometimes though, there's sometimes where I feel like I failed in life when I can't find the Big Dipper. Because the Big Dipper is like, hey, what's 2 + 2 in astronomy world? If someone said, hey, where is the Galactica C-130? Your guess is as good as mine. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about also starting a DJP Clips for YouTube. So we're going to have a place where you guys can listen to the full episodes, on YouTube. And then we're going to have a clips channel for you guys that just, it's going to be more keyword search friendly. It's going to be, I'm going to try not to swear on the clip channel. I think it would be a little bit easier to reach a little bit more people. So I'm going to make a channel, DJP Clips, that is all clips that don't involve swearing. And I just think it's cool too for, kids who are out there and they want to listen. I'm trying to get better at it, but sometimes swearing just emphasizes the point a little bit to me. It's like, it feels like it's the exclamation mark a little bit, There's a lot of symbols, like there's a hashtag, which is, like the pound key. When I call in and, it says leave a voicemail, and it's like, and then press pound, I'm like, you mean press hashtag. Then there's the money sign, which is strictly money. There's percent, percent's pretty much just like percent. And, the @ sign is like what's your username? It used to be like at yahoo.com. Now it's like at Dom Joseph Podcast, But I think I need a vacation. No, I don't need a vacation. What I do need is to fix my things that are going on in my head, myself. A vacation isn't going to do that for me. Like I can run away to, somewhere to go on vacation, but is that really is that going to fix what you're dealing with at home? No, not really. It's going to be fun, though. Don't get me wrong. And then there's just going for fun. Like, I just want to go surf a little bit or boogie board, but maybe sit in some sun. But, it doesn't work like that. And summer break has officially started for me, but that doesn't really necessarily mean summer break. I still still working on some great internships, still working for some great people. And I'm really proud to be a part of that. And I'm also working with Native American programs right now, which is doing great. Shout out to them. That's fun. It's hard work though. Can't lie about that. What else do we got? Oh, I've been seeing a lot of TikTok challenges and Twitter challenges and Facebook challenges and Instagram challenges, and a lot of people will be playing these it's like jokes. And before I start this off, I'm a big person, about taking stuff seriously. Like, there's a time and place for that. But if you take yourself a little too serious, it's just annoying to me. But I guess I don't even know where I'm going with this, because I guess I just kind of totally disengaged my point about what I was about to say. So let's just change the topic before I just ramble and just say something that doesn't even really matter. So let's end it on a good story for you guys here today. Man, let's see here. Okay, yeah, I got a good story. So I went on a powwow trail with my cousin and my guy Tony. And we were driving. We drove from Washington, which is where we live, to all the way to North Dakota. And and we picked up my guy Mateus, on the way. So we drove all the way from Washington to through Idaho, through Montana, through North Dakota, and we were just, we were going on the powwow trail. We're going to watch the powwows, and we get to the first powwow, and me and my cousin are there, and halfway there, I have no service anywhere, and my phone service goes out, so I can't even be on my phone. And we go to this powwow, and we're there, and we were there all day. When you're at a powwow all damn day, and you're just a little drummed out a little bit, that was me. I was a little drummed out. And, I just needed to find a snag or something. And, man, I was a little too young to be snagging. I feel like, I was maybe 18, maybe 17. And it felt like I wasn't dancing, though, too. So I really wasn't getting no eyes. I wasn't getting no eyes. I should have tried a little harder now that I think about it. But, I was sitting there without a phone. My cousin, he was trying to game on this girl a little bit, and I didn't want to third wheel, so I kind of walked around, did my own thing, got some lemonade a couple times, some fry bread, and I was just ready to go back to wherever we were going. And then we go and stay with someone. That was fun, and we're there all day. Me and Darian kind of we're getting kind of bored. He wants to go hang out with this girl, so I'm like, all right, let's go hang out with this girl. And she drives and picks us up, and we, they hang out, and then me and Darian were like, hey, just give us a ride to a hotel. We're about to get a room. And we were just totally chilling. We went and got burgers and we got pizza, and we just hung out and watched, I think the NBA playoffs were still on at this time. I don't really remember. Maybe it was August, actually, so I don't think much was going on. So we were just kind of chilling, and I was like, fuck, man, I'm already North Dakota'd out a little bit. And he kind of looked at me too. He's all, yeah, me too. But, this is, you're the one who wanted to leave. So he blamed it on me. He's like, all right, you got to leave. And you got to say the one that you were the one. I was like, all right, fine. And we call everyone. And we're like, what should we do? All these plane tickets. There's $700 to get a ticket from North Dakota home. And we didn't have that much money. And so we just kind of sat there and thought, and I called a couple cousins. I was like, yo, pick it. I called my cousin Corinne, and I was like, yo, she come pick us up in North Dakota. She's all, love you, bro, but I ain't doing that. And I was like, fuck. So I was like, okay. And then I called my mom, and then she was just like, you better take the Greyhound. And she started laughing. And then she's all, love you, son. And then, hung up. And then me and Darian were like, what the fuck is a Greyhound? So we Greyhounded all the way from North Dakota to about the end of Idaho. And that's where our cousin picked us up. But, it's torture. Have you ever been on a Greyhound bus? A Greyhound bus is, you stop every 15 miles, and every 3 times you got to stop for 30 minutes to let people take a break. So if you had to go 30 miles, you got to stop twice, within that, and you got to stop for 5 minutes. And then if someone needs to take a smoke break, they get to get off and smoke. So that's what those breaks are for. So we get on the bus, and in North Dakota at the time, there's tornadoes going on. So it was like stormy. There's tornado. You could see tornadoes on the news. We weren't really that close, but they were like probably 45 miles away from us. And if you looked really hard, you'd probably find it, because North Dakota is really flat, And we slowly got back in, and we drove all the way there. We witnessed some people break up. We witnessed a dad leave his kids. But it definitely felt like the scene out of Smoke Signals. Me and Darian were just sitting there. I was totally Thomas, and he was Victor. That's for sure. Shout out to my guy, though. He's right up here. Vote Thomas. So we get there. My cousin picks us up at Idaho, bless her heart, and we drive home, and yeah, we did it. And then that same summer, my cousin decided to go to school over there, and me and my cousin, the one who picked us up, we drove back over there to drop them off, and then we came back. Oh, man. That was rough. That was a lot of driving. And that was the same year I went from here down to San Diego, too. So that was senior year, man. I was pimping. I was a road dogging. You know what I mean? Oh, man. But, I was feeling a little stressed before I started this show, and I feel a lot better now. I hope the people who are listening right now feel a little bit better. That's just how it is. Sometimes you need to do what you like to do, and then you'll get out of your little rut. And I definitely feel like I'm out of my rut right now. So I'm about to get to gardening and be one with the land. About to go be one with the land, you know what I mean? And feel a little bit of that dirt. I was going to ask for some gloves, but I don't think gloves are going to do me as much justice. There's something about getting that little sliver, it's a little piece of you. It's a little piece of the land trying to come with you, I think. That's what I always think about when I get a sliver. Sometimes you get slivers by picking up some dirt, that's got some wood chips in it. That's the land coming with you, bro. It's trying to come protect you, and you pry it out of there because you don't want to get infected. That's for sure. Sometimes the land can infect you, but next time you get a splinter, think of it as a good thing. You're really coming in contact, but make sure you clean it, though. You could really get, for all my little ones out there who don't know the difference, I'm not telling you to keep that splinter in there forever now. You get that stuff out of there, but definitely, you want to get that out. But it's the piece of land trying to come with you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and have a great one.